In 2019, well-made hardware is easy to produce and manufacture, and as a result of this, it's pretty much everywhere in every sector of the market. The Realme X is an example of this current trend, but at a starting price of around £260 here in the UK, what's it compromising on? I mean, it's got to be compromising on something, right? Well, there are a few small issues like a truly terrible vibration motor and the speaker which is ear-piercingly tinny, but as an overall package they don't hurt the device as much as you'd think, and we'll get onto that a little bit later. The display certainly isn't an issue. It's a really nice 1080p OLED panel that gets bright and dim and everything in between. It's sharp and clean looking with a natural colour set, and it runs rings around the Pocophone F1's woeful LCD, and goes to show that affordable phones can sport a good screen. The aforementioned excellent hardware is similarly not an area for concern. Its smooth and curvy rear plastic back may surprise you because it looks and feels a lot like glass. I actually thought it was glass to start with, and nope, it's plastic. It's got this really cool pearlescent sheen to it, and I think it just feels fantastic. If you just told me back in 2016 that this was a competitor to an iPhone or a Samsung Note, then I would have believed you, because it's crazy how far we've come in hardware design. This thing is a low-end to mid-range smartphone, and it just looks stunning. The classic external shell does cover up a bit of a compromise on the inside. Instead of a flagship Snapdragon 855, this thing uses the 710, which isn't exactly cutting edge, although in my opinion it really doesn't need to be. This chip benchmarks close to an 835 in CPU performance, and gaming at high settings isn't a bother either. It definitely surprised me, but this mid-range chip just kinda does it. The rest of the device is spec'd fairly well, I'd say, and it's becoming ever so common for a device to have a minimum of 6GB of RAM these days, and storage doesn't seem to be an issue either. Although you'll probably be using up that storage quite quickly because one, this thing doesn't have external media like microSD expansion, and two, the camera's pretty good. Okay, it's probably not a surprise to anyone that the IMX586 equipped smartphone could produce some decent images, but isn't that saying anything about how smartphone hardware is so cheap to produce when a phone that's a quarter of the price of flagship smartphones has a class-leading Sony IMX sensor in it? Sure, there aren't any wide angle or telephoto lenses here. That extra lens on the back is actually atop of a depth sensor, but considering this phone, when fully spec'd out, costs £310, damn, that's not bad. The image processing is the thing that lets this camera down the most. It tends to oversaturate, it tends to make things look really unrealistic and a little bit plastic, and some might like that, but I don't, and that kind of sets the scene for the rest of the video. Software, the thing that runs the show, the reason you're able to use your smartphone at all, the main interaction point. Software is important. It's what you pay for when you buy a high-end flagship. It's what makes OnePlus devices so quick, iPhones so seamless, and Galaxy phones so versatile. So what happens when a company skimps on the most important part of a smartphone? Well, you get ColorOS. Imagine a phone released in 2019 shipping with such an old feeling version of Android despite the fact it's actually running Pi. A phone that won't close all active applications with the one button that's actually meant to do just that. A phone that, despite feeling like a class-leading piece of hardware physically, seems to feel like more of a toy as soon as you press that power button. That's what the Realme X is, and it's the one crucial compromise. Let's just quickly look at some examples of when you really do pay for software. The Pocophone F1 and OnePlus 6T, sure the specs are incredibly similar, but the OnePlus costs more because its software is very much heralded as one of the best on the market. Or the Pixel 3a. With those specs, it doesn't look to be that good for the money, but that incredible software allows it to compete with much more powerful smartphones, even ones that are an order of magnitude better on paper. And then there's the Realme X, a phone that is fantastic on paper but drops the ball in one of the most important areas possible. I'm not saying that this phone isn't a good one. It has the latest flagship camera sensor, an excellent display, decent battery life, oodles of features, fantastic design, but it feels more like a platform that ROMers and developers could use to create better software. And it just so happens to have a semi-usable piece of software on there right now. You don't want to keep it on there and you're going to replace it with something different. What you pay for in a premium smartphone is the software, and from everything from the UI all the way down to the camera processing, it's very clear that Realme need to invest in this area. In fact, I think that Realme could learn a thing or two from ASUS. Just look at the Zenfone 6 compared to its predecessors. Sure, the hardware got pretty good, but you know what the real kicker was for that phone? The fact that ASUS actively got rid of their bloated and messy skin that no one liked and instead stuck with the basics and just sprinkling in their own features. That decision alone, in my opinion, is the biggest thing that ASUS as a mobile tech firm has ever made, and what has changed everyone's opinions on that one brand and that one phone line. If one day Realme just rinsed the software of all the bloat applications and all the extra rubbish that no one seems to care about, and just stuck stock software on this, it would do so well over here in the West. And that's a guarantee from me, because this hardware is really, really good. The problem is the software. And the problem with that is that the software is the most important thing in a smartphone. And that kind of wraps up this video in one package. The Realme X is a fantastic piece of hardware let down by software. The most important thing, and the Realme X's one crucial compromise. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I've been Ryan Thomas with Android Authority. Please do like, comment and subscribe if you're new around here to never miss a video like this one, and also check out the full written article. I'll leave that in the description as well. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you later. Peace.